good energy and good speed. But the best thing he does is this spin combination. First a camel, sit spin, back sit spin, cannonball position, and back spin. And look at the centering and the speed that he gets there.
Had the crowd on his side in the first free skate, and he does so here. Great way to end it with the spins, too, visually, to end it that way.
Well, he's just wonderful with that. He gets the excitement going. He had speed. He had energy. He had all the fluency tonight that he needed. Just that bloody quadruple jump did it. Now, look at this forward edge in that triple axel and the reach back to that double toe loop. That was just wonderful. Straight up and good speed. Now, look at this quad. The same problem, but it doesn't work out. Look at how the ankle is over, completely out of control. And, of course, there's no way that he can stand the landing, the pressure on the landing.
And not a bad U.S. championship coming up, huh? In L.A. with Eldridge and Gable and Michael Weiss, Matt Savoy. Only 3 spots on the Olympic team available for the men. Technical merit marks now, Dick.
Well, you know, those are fine. That's right, whereas he had several flips and glidgets throughout the whole thing, and that wasn't the best thing going.
And now the presentation marks similar, 5.5, this time up to 5.7.
But his energy was wonderful tonight.
So Todd Eldridge currently in first place, but the top guns yet to go here, including the man who won the U.S. title last season, Timothy Gable. The ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating Final. This ESPN exclusive presentation is brought to you by Pentax Corporation. Figure Skating Championships in L.A. ESPN and ABC Sports will be at the Staples Center to cover all the drama and excitement starting Wednesday, January 9th. The State Farm U.S. Figure Skating Championships on ESPN and ABC Sports. Timothy Gable, he's tried to make
our next competitor representing
great strides in terms of his artistry. He has always been a great jumper. Dick, you talked about so often how he spins in the air. The quad king, only 21 years of age, but really working on the in-between stuff, as he puts it.
Well, you know, he's got those slim hips. He spins like a top. He doesn't get great height, but he just zips off those jumps, and it's wonderful to see the revolution.
Gable in third place after the first 2 rounds.
Hand down on the second one. Now watch him this spread eagle, a very difficult position into a triple axel and a double toe loop. Comes a toe, a beautiful, just beautiful. watch this attempt right here. Triple axel. That was originally listed as a Salchow, but he's been having some trouble with that Salchow, the quadruple Salchow, that is. Well, I got to tell you, he's taken it a step forward. There's a lot of flair and good movement in the program, thanks to Laurie Nickel. And his work with Frank Carroll has been fine. He's got a long way to go to really get you to think he's Gene Kelly, if that's ever what he wants. I don't know. But the jumps are wonderful when he lands them, and I look forward to seeing him certainly at the national championships.
Led by the former Team Kwan in Carroll and Nickel.
And look at this quad right here that he does. Beautiful move into a triple toe, but he unfortunately puts his hand down at the end.
So now the marks.
The marks for presentation.
Frank Carroll really cites Frank's work as one of the reasons he's been able to improve so much over the last year and a half, year or so. Technical merit marks, there they are, 5.7s, 5.8s, and now presentation, a low mark of 5.4, all the way up to 5.7, a couple of those. So Timothy Gable just ahead of Todd Eldridge for the moment. Alexei Yagudin comes up next, the three-time world champion from Russia. Hasn't beaten Plushenko. Well, he didn't do it last year, hasn't beaten him this year. He's determined to change that when we come back.
For years, he has thrilled audiences around the world. Now it is time to say goodbye. We are proud to present this very special video, Best of Stars on Ice, Volume 2, Scott Hamilton's Farewell Tour. Call 1-877-94-SKATE to order this unforgettable tribute to Scott. Join Lipinski, Yamaguchi, Browning, Kulik. Only $19.95. This is the one video you will always treasure. Call toll-free 1-877-94-SKATE.
A reminder, tomorrow night on ESPN, a great doubleheader in college basketball for a great cause. Jimmy V Classic, presented by Mercedes-Benz. The funds going to foundation set up by my former coach, Jim Valvano. At 7, Alabama takes on Temple. And then at 9, #1 Duke battles Kentucky. The Jimmy V Classic tomorrow night on ESPN. For more, log on to ESPN.com. But now, the gold will be settled. Alexei Yagudin taking the ice. Gable, Eldridge, and Honda. Your top 3 here at the Grand Prix of Figure Skating Final in Kitchener, Ontario. The top men in the world, the ones that will shine at the Olympics, no doubt, 8 weeks from now. Yagudin only 21 years of age. He may go to another Olympics after this one.
Can we stand it? This first combination will tell us a lot about the way he's going to skate tonight. First, a quadruple toe, followed by a triple toe. He did not attempt the double loop at the end that cost him so many points in the earlier short program.
Yeah, that quad triple double that Plashenko does, and he has tried to match him numerous times.
Well, look at this one now. Again, a quad toe, and it should have been, or it had originally been planned to include a wolf jump triple Salchow, but that wasn't necessary.
And it was a clean, good jump after.
Oh, it was a beautiful jump, and so was that. Even though he drops his back over slightly on the landing, it was nevertheless a wonderful jump. See, he had a bad turnout on that at the end. It should have had more spring to it if it was to have been a triple with a half loop, but it didn't look like his best jump. Triple loop.
This is where he really gets the crowd into it.
This is where he shines. He's one of the few skaters that has the ability to do short staccato-like steps. Kurt Browning, of course, being the master of that.
Canadians know a little something about him.
Now he doubled that. No marks off for it, but certainly no great marks added.
In the first free skate, Yagudin had the advantage of knowing what Plashenko had already done. He made sure that he attempted the 2 quads after Plashenko did 2 quads, but here, remember, they skate in reverse order of the standings, and Plashenko gets to follow him, perhaps an advantage.
Straight line footwork, this kind of dance movement really first rate. Final movement, a combination spin. A little bit rocky on this. Look at how he's traveling on the ice. He's not centering the spin. And he didn't get good speed into it for the ending of this performance.
He knows how to get an audience going, though, doesn't he?
Well, you know, this is a very interesting performance. He looked to me as though he was tiring towards the end. There were a lot of things that weren't really pulling together to the best of his ability. He didn't have spark. He didn't have that pizzazz, that fight, that vim, and that vigor that is so necessary.
Changed his training at the beginning of the year, felt he overtrained. He's backed off some, and the last Grand Prix we saw him in Paris, Trophy La Ligue, he was out of breath at the end, too. We'll wait to see what the judges think. The crowd loves him.
Now, look at this as he steps into this quadruple. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Beautiful landing and a triple toe loop at the ending of that. Now, he sometimes bends his back forward a little bit, but who cares, you know, when you can get that kind of revolution out of it. And look at this straight line footwork. He really zings it out. I mean, it's strong, it's powerful, it's very musical. I mean, sometimes it could use a little more, creativity, but that's really first-rate stepping.
So his work is done. There's Yevgeny Plushenko on the ice already. Getting set to go. Anxious moments now. As Alexei waits.
5'7",
and waits and waits
5'9",
for the mark.
5'8", 5'7",
Here they are. Technical merit, Dick.
Well, and they're pretty good. But you see, there's a lot of room between 5'8" and 5'9" and 6. I mean, you got 2 or 3 places you can get in there. So those are good marks. But I got to tell you, they're wide open, and so are those presentation marks. There's plenty of room there if Plushenko skates a wang-bang performance.
All first-place ordinals from the judges at this point. Yevgeny Plushenko, the youngest man in this free skate. He'll take the ice after this message in a moment.
I wonder if he can retain that and repeat that energy tonight. That assurance, that laser beam focus that he's had in the past.
Only 19 years of age, the reigning world champion, trying to win the Grand Prix final for the 3rd straight year.
Quadruple, but a double turn on the way out, a triple, and then a double. But there was a 2-turn revolution in the middle, which will take off somewhat from the combination, but not very much. Again, another quadruple. This one quadruple toe. This one by itself, not in combination.
It's become so matter of fact the way we say that, and you just said that. Another quadruple just a few years ago, that would have been big, big news.
A lot of arm movements here that are rather isolated and applied. Beautiful, clean triple axel.
You know, early on in this Grand Prix final, there was some question as to whether he would withdraw. He re-injured his left ankle in a practice
Look at the similarity of the footwork that he's trying to do with against Yagudin. He picked up where Yagudin started that kind of a straight line footwork. That's a rather mediocre spin. No stretch or straight legs or pull positions to it. A lot of arm flailing, though, here. Lutz. Triple toe loop. When he does those toe jumps, watch the feet. They just bend over in the toe pick. So far, I wonder how he can keep his ankles healthy.
He hasn't.
Denise Bielman spin. Back sit spin, almost.
Well, we've just seen the two top contenders for the Olympic gold medal. Dick, what do you think?
Well, I'm reeling a little bit from this performance. I don't know what to think. I'd like to see it a second time so I can really make up my mind. But if you're forcing me to give an answer, I'll tell you. I thought it was interesting. I thought there was an awful lot of, phony arm movement. The jumps are marvelous as always. The spins are mediocre. The energy and the speed was not as good as it could be. So I'm a little bit mixed and here and there for it.
And maybe you cut him some slack because it was the first time that he performed it. And you always take a little while to get used to a program. I don't know. He's going to wait for his marks. So is Yagudin. He's backstage, deep in thought at the moment.
Well, look at this quadruple toe loop right there. A double turn, which makes it not a perfect combination, but wonderful two jumps afterwards. It's amazing what those just two little extra turns can do on the ice. And look at this straight line footwork. I mean, he's trying to, I think, mimic what Yagudin has been so successful at. It's interesting, but it isn't the greatest.
The marks for Yevgeny Plushenko for technical merit.
Alexei Mishin, his coach, former coach of Alexei Yagudin as well. Also, you remember Alexei Romanov, the '94 Olympic champ? That was his coach.
You know those marks? The marks are all over. That's very interesting. And the technical merit runs from 5'9" to 5'9". He should be much higher than that with the position that he has and the stand that he has. And look at this in the presentation. They're not giving him 5'9s. They're giving him 5'8". Wow, what a difference that tells you. I think they're finally respecting the fact that Yagudin has something more that comes out of the heart. And that this isn't applied nonsense all over the place. I'm happy to see this for once.
Dick, a 4-3 split from the judges, and Yagudin has just pulled off the upset. Plushenko was ecstatic. When he left the ice, he thought he had won. You could tell by the look on his face, by the way he was hugging his coach, Alexei Mishin, but you just saw a shot of Alexei Yagudin backstage finding out that he won the gold medal. Look at him, he's in tears. final standings now official. Yagudin wins the gold. Plushenko settles for the silver. And Timothy Gable edges out fellow American Todd Eldridge for the bronze medal here in Kitchener, Ontario. The ladies still to come here in Kitchener, Ontario. Michelle Kwan getting ready for her final free skate, as is Sarah Hughes, the young 16-year-old. But when we come back, the pairs, including the reigning world champions Jamie Salé and David Pelletier, will take the ice in front of their fellow Canadians here at the ISU Grand Prix final. When the pairs take the ice, the experienced Russians know how to win, but the Canadians have the home crowd on their side, while the artistically improved Chinese and the surging Americans can't be counted out. The pairs skate for gold next. Here at the ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating final, the top pairs in the world on the ice, warming up for their final free skate. Round 3 set to go. The standings through 2 rounds. The top 6 perhaps in the world, those that will battle it out for the Olympic gold medal. Berezhnaya secretly leads of the 2-time world champions from Russia. Salé Pelletier, the reigning world champs, just ahead of Shen and Zhao of China, and then Ina and Zimmerman of the U.S. Meanwhile, the pairs free skate number 2 is underway. The 3rd round of the Grand Prix final, where the gold medal is about to be decided, with Kyoko Ina and John Zimmerman from the U.S. taking the ice in 4th place after the first 2 rounds. 2-time and reigning U.S. champions.
They've had great inconsistency on their side-by-side jumps.
John was having trouble with this jump in the warm-up.
Side-by-side triple toe loops. Oh, very good. That was nice to see. Double axels. Again, this combination, which they need very much, side-by-side double axels and double toe loops. A little bit of lack of unison there. That's because their 2 styles are so diametrically opposed to each other.
And I think that's what adds to their excitement when they skate.
Note these side-by-sides, almost sitting spread eagles as they move right into this throw triple loop.
Nice strong landing position on her part.
I think that kind of an entrance helps your security. It takes your mind off the entrance to the jump.
Kyoko, of course, used to skate with Jason Dungeon. With him, they were 2-time national champions. And before that, she was a single skater. She was born in Japan and represented Japan for a number of years. In fact, skated at the 87 Junior World Championships in this very building.
This move, a candle lift, and I think you can see why. Look at that wonderful entrance to it. A swing under his feet, a turn into a spread eagle. That's a beautiful, beautiful move.
Very difficult. They make it look very easy. They are much more committed to their goals and each other this year, and I think it really shows in their program. Combination spin. Very different ending.
Yeah. I think that ending almost looked a little bit as though it was tacked on.
Yeah.
You know what, though? They may have just come of age with their appearance here and now their performance and the way they've competed with the best in the world. You mentioned how different they are, and she's from New Jersey, he's from Alabama, and now, though, in their 4th season together, they have really come together as a team.
And here was their opening element of the triple toe loop side by side. Watch them take off here. Very strong, a little far apart, but very strong beginning. And this lift, this candle lift, very inventive and very difficult. Look at the position, all the balancing that they are doing, and he is in this spread eagle position, very inventive. And watch the exit of this lift. Very nice, very easy.
5-6, 5-7.
So now the first set
5-7
for technical merit in the mid-5 range.
Well, you know, those are really very strong marks for them, and it pulls them up far more than they have been pulled up in the past. That's a happy mark for them. And
5-7.
And the presentation mark is too. Now that puts them right up in the top, and having put them over both Abitbol and Bernardi and Petrova and Tikhonov, it puts them a step forward in the world of pair skating. That's a nice advance for them.
We're coming back with Xue Shen and Hongbo Zhao of China. They're used to being on the podium in their careers. They've won 2 Grand Prix golds this year. Grand Prix final, the gold medal on the line. Terry Gannon along with Dick Button, Peggy Fleming, and Peter Carruthers. On the ice right now, Xue Shen and Hongbo Zhao of China in 3rd place.
I see a huge improvement in their presentation just right from the very beginning. Their costumes have much more expression. Really relates to this music. I see more expression in their faces and in their movements.
The choreographers Leanne Miller, Renee Roca, and Gorsha Sir, I think are very helpful in this. These side-by-side double acts. Oh, and she opened hers. They are such superb athletes, too. Triple toe loops. They have phenomenal athletic ability. Look at the quality of this throw move. Throw triple salchow. Look at the height on that. I mean, that's dazzling.
Well, they have been working on a throw quad salchow.
They won this title in '99 and in 2000. Twice they have been the world's silver medalists. Captured the bronze at Worlds last season.
They are so much more expressive in their moves, in their facial expressions. I see a huge improvement.